Welcome to the final round of the Aprilia RRV 450 Championships, where James Folkard has just recently been crowned champion due to the absence of Jake Dixon. Connor Tagg can still get second, but we've got plenty of racing coming up. Welcome to GP Racing Dream, the next step.
Welcome to GP Racing Dream, the next step. We're here at Mallory Park in Leicestershire for the final rounds of 2011 for the Aprilia RRV 450 GP Championship. It's been fantastically close all season, and waiting for us down on the grid with the riders is Steve.
Pole position for the 450s then, Connor Tagg 100 looking to go, well, the new, as he's obviously his new nickname, looking to get second in the championship, and that's because number one, James Folkard, has finally wrapped up the title. Jake Dixon unfortunately not on the grid because his engine has blown. Third place here, number 14, Will Hodgson, having a great race. We've got an onboard camera on him also. Oh, look at the sweet couple. And then over on fourth position, Michael Clifford, number 3, an improver all year. Can he get himself on the podium today?
Yeah, thanks very much, Steve. On the, I know, it's racing. On the second row of the grid, David Allingham, the youngster from the Aprilia Super Team Series there with Sam Cox. Brad Shaw, the young Australian, back over here for a visit. Great to see him there. And Luke Thackeray. So away they go, Steve, for first time asking.
Yeah, it's such a shame, number 35, Jake Dixon, can't be with us to give us a fantastic climax to the year, but due to mechanical reasons, Jake has had to end his weekend prematurely. We wish him well in his European Superstock Championships for next year, but number one, James Folkard, well, he can relax now, Robin. He's been a fantastic competitor all year, the rider from Liverpool, but there's still some unfinished business behind. Connor Tagg, number 100, still needs quite a few points to collect second overall in the championship.
Yep, that's his target, certainly, and, well, there we are, on board at the start with Connor Tagg, and we can see James Folkard getting his customary brilliant start. He is away at the front of this. James Folkard, of course, a previous winner of the Aprilia Super Team Championship, now a winner of the Aprilia RRV 450 GPs, a unique double, Steve.
Yeah, never been done before, so hats off to James Folkard. Still not sure what he's doing next season, but he's been great all year long. There's Connor Tagg in second position. Will Hodgson, number 14, up in third ahead of Michael Clifford. And this is a rapid improvement from Will Hodgson, a rider that we know is capable of running at the front, but he's not had the best of years. Speaking of Will, here we are on board. Looking behind him, that is Clifford as they make their way into where Greeners.
Yeah, Michael Clifford, as we said, well, we've had lots of chances this season to say about Michael Clifford, one of the most improved riders out there in any series. He's been really excellent throughout the year, and he's now giving huge pressure to Will Hodgson as they come up into Shaw's. Goodness me, snaking out the braking or what?
Yeah, Will Hodgson doing everything he can to try and hold on to third position. Podiums have been hard to come by so far this year for Will. And Michael Clifford, as you mentioned, he's got the podium already this year. But boy, oh boy, would he love another one here on TV Day. Folkard away with it at the front. Tagg in second. There's Will Hodgson and Michael Clifford in third and fourth. David Allingham a little bit further behind, a rider that you would have seen from the super teams. And the good news is about this championship, of course, Robin, is that those that are interested in the super team class, the likes of Luxton, Twyman, Coomber, Brad Jones, etc., are all looking to make a move into this class for 2012. We should be in for a great series.
Yes, it'll be fantastic, and yes, great to see those youngsters up on these 450s. They proved very quick and very nimble and produced some wonderful racing all through this season, so looks as though that's set to continue.
Interesting lines here going into Shaw's hairpin. Will Hodgson really pushing the front end, and Michael Clifford choosing to take that wide approach into Shaw's hairpin. Both are pretty quick, in fairness, as we ride on board with the new champion, James Folkard. This will give you some idea as to how quick and long this first right-hander is here at Gerrard's. It's all about getting your knee on the apex and just winding on the power gradually. These bikes will be going up in a 6th gear roundabout now, straighten up onto the steady straight, and then down through the gears into Edwina's, the very tight left and right-hander, and then it's all about picking the right line through the S's to give you some great drive up the hill towards Shaw's hairpin.
Well, at the moment, James Folkard, you can see there with a handsome lead, comes up into the hairpin. Now Connor Tagg in second place. Connor needs, as you said earlier, a good finish in this race and the next if he's going to seal second in the championship. My goodness me, you can see Will Hodgson there giving it 118,000% coming into that hairpin. Will is, I think by his own admission, I had a chat to him earlier today, very much a confidence rider, and he has felt better and better throughout this weekend, and he's certainly riding that way, isn't he?
Yeah, he was finishing just only picking up a few points here and there before Brands Hatch was where we saw the improvement coming from Will. And then here at Mallory Park, well, he's just been phenomenal to manage to get himself up into the top three and battling with Clifford. And Clifford really should get a pat on the back also. Number 3 there, the rider that we see as we look back from Will Hodgson. He really is looking like one of the championship contenders for next year, perhaps.
Yes, indeed, and behind in that chasing group, as we watch Michael Clifford going left, right, and almost over the top, trying to find a way through, we have the likes of Sam Cox back there, and Jamie Thackeray, of course, and David Allingham, we mentioned, and also, as I said on the grid, Brad Shaw, the youngster from Australia. Good to see him back over with us.
Yes, Brad's taken a visit back over to England to race this weekend. He's not had the best of luck. He's been in the kitty litter a couple of times, but he is scheduled to race the full season next year. There is Sam Cox, number 54, just ahead of David Allingham. And that just goes to prove how great these Aprilia 450s are to ride. He's just completed an Aprilia Super Team race. He's jumped on the 450 and he's up in the top 6.
Yes, David Allingham will be thoroughly enjoying himself as well. This is a superb battle. Remember, at the front we've got James Folkard and Connor Tagg, but Will Hodgson and Michael Clifford at it like knives. And their lap times are almost indivisible. And Michael Clifford, you can't say he's not going for it. He nearly got alongside there, but just had to back out of it as they run into this incredibly tight hairpin once again. The thing is about Mallory, despite that tight hairpin, Steve, I think it's fair to say it's a real circuit flow, isn't it?
Yes, it is. If you get out of that flow, then you'll really get left behind. But it's all about gaining the momentum all the way around. And if you get Shaw's hairpin wrong, then you're really going to struggle to make it back up again. Sam Cox has broken away a little bit now from Allingham as we look there at number 72, our Australian visitor with Scottish knee sliders.
Oh, why not? Yes, Bradshaw at the back of that bunch, but look at this battle is continuing, and I hope it's going to run race long. I hope it doesn't go silly, but look at this. Will Hodgson still getting the twitch there through Edwina's and then getting the power down on the run up the hill. And, well, Michael Clifford going to the inside this time at Shaw's. Can't quite do it.
No, Will Hodgson closes the door, and this is bringing Sam Cox closer up there. You can see he's joined in on the fun, so Clifford is going to have to make a move soon, or else Sam Cox will be able to pick him off, and then he can chase for 3rd place.
And Sam will have a go. If he can get in amongst them, he will have a go at him. He's a very racy chap, is Sam Cox. There we see Connor Tagg. Well, he's well down the road on James Folkard, but he's well ahead of trouble, Steve, and this very much a ride for very important points as far as Connor's concerned.
Yeah, a couple of second positions here today at Mallory Park will confirm him as the runner-up for the 2nd year on the trot. Okay, he may well be the bridesmaid and not the bride, but he's been a brilliant competitor all year. Not quite as quick as James Folkard, it seems. Number 1 there. Looks like he's well on way to taking another victory, and there's the last lap flag.
Yep, he's got the fastest lap of the race so far too, as James, so they're a complete ride for him and Connor Tagg. This is, I think, probably as much as Connor could have expected. He stayed out of trouble. He's just getting those important points, and behind him, the battle's still raging between Will Hodgson and, well, I was just going to say, it was Will Hodgson, of course, fighting it out with Michael Clifford, but Sam Cox is definitely getting in amongst them in these latter stages.
Yeah, I think Michael Clifford may have made a mistake somewhere on circuit. He's dropped back as Folkard picks his way through one or two of the slower riders. There's number 212, two. That's Russell Brown who goes around the outside, ready to take the checkered flag. In fact, he's going to let Russell have another lap.
Yes, he quite sensibly backed out of that. An excellent win for James Folkard. And, well, that was a real banker for Connor Tagg. He couldn't catch James, but he gets the points he needed for second place. If he can repeat that in the later race, it's his. Second place in the championship, of course. Will Hodgson then, an excellent third. Sam Cox got up to finish fourth. Jamie Thackeray was fifth. Michael Clifford, after all that fighting, ended sixth. And there we see Folkard in the middle between Connor Tagg and a very happy Will Hodgson.
Third place in that race, Will Hodgson. Will, great to have you back on the podium. You found your mojo.
Yeah, it appears so. I probably got it gifted to me seeing Jake's. Unfortunately not here. I struggle keeping with the pace of Connor, James and Jake, but just over the moon. Just to be on the front row was a massive achievement for myself, just trying to get my confidence back, and just I'd like to thank everyone that's backed me and been behind me and helped me get back up here, and just over the moon. So big thanks to Ian Newton, Myra Newton, Gibbo, my dad, my brother, John from Nitro Helmets and Daisy, Steve Lloyd, the list goes on and on, but yeah, big thanks to you all, just over the moon.
Connor Tagg, second place in that race. You've got a few more points to gain to get second position now in the championship. That's got to be the main aim.
Yeah, the main aim is stay up and try and get second in the championship, but I'm not too sure how many points I need, so I'm going to have to go sit down and work it out, really, for the next race.
I'll go get the calculator out. Anyone to thank at all, Connor?
Yeah, I have to thank PP Construction, because they've helped me all through my career, like Super Teens, 450s, everything, because they've just been supporting me all the way. And Iron Competition, like Ian and Myra, all of thundersport, because they've backed me this year as well. So, and they're just putting a good show on for everyone. Thank you for them. And Nitro Helmets and Leathers this year. I'd just like to say thank you to John and Daisy and Bridgestone.
Winner of that race and the champion of 2011. You finally wrapped it up, James. A long, hard season, but great 25 points there with the #1 plate on.
Yeah, the #1 plate's a good touch. Les had it planned all along, and I didn't know, but no, it looks brilliant, and it's good to just have a relaxing day. No pressure, just go out, see what we can do.
In all seriousness, no, that you have to look at Connor Tagg and Jake Dixon. They've been brilliant all year long. You could almost say no one really deserved to finish second place, but you've had some great competition.
Yeah, it's been really tight all season. At first we did think it would be me and Connor, but obviously Jake upped his game massively, and he's a really good rider as well.
And obviously, thanks to winning the championship, you must thank sponsors, friends, family, because you've had a big crowd supporting you all year.
Yeah, most of them are here now. All the Smiths, which is me, girlfriend's family, all my family, mum, dad, little brother, and of course me racing family. I've got Les Harrison, Dave Lewis, team manager and mechanic. You can't understand how much they do for you, and for us not to even be related, it's just, you could not ask for better people around you. It's just, they are just something else. And of course got Ian Newton, all of Aprilia, Bridgestone tyres, and of course my personal sponsors. Got Minards Pablo Solicitors, they've supported me all the way along. Almax Motorcycles for supporting me with my tyres, and Blue Flame Exhaust as well. They've given us a couple of exhausts to sell off and help us build our budget up. So we're looking forward to next year. We don't quite know what we're doing yet, but it'll be good.
Well, we've still got more great action from the Aprilia RRV 450 GPs. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to GP Racing Dream, the next step at Mallory Park, the last race of the year. Steve.
Number 100, Connor Tagg, rolls onto pole position for the final Aprilia 450 race of 2011. And Connor is trying to wrap up second in the championship. He's got a couple of cameras on his bike, so we'll have a little look at those during the race. Here he is, number 1, James Folkard, the champion. Still not sure what he's up to next year, but I'm sure we'll find out. Will Hodgson here, number 14, another man with a camera on his bike. He'll do everything he can to close the gap to these two. And again, Michael Clifford, can he end the year and get himself up on that rostrum, Robin?
Well, we'll see, Steve. Lovely battle between Will Hodgson and Michael Clifford in the earlier race, of course, with Sam Cox just getting his face in there in the end. Sam will be starting just behind them on the second row. But look at that, the cheery grin of James Folkard, the first person ever to be a winner of both the Aprilia Super Team Championship and the Aprilia RRV 450 GPs. It's a unique double. There he is, number 1 in the centre of the grid. And Steve, also one of the best starters we've seen.
Yeah, take a look at James Folkard, number 43. It's rather a unique start. Oh, he's number 1 now, isn't he? But he just manages to get off the line so much quicker than everyone else. Lights on, lights off, front wheel in the air. He gets the power down, and all bets are off as he's surely going to go into turn 1 ahead.
Yep, Will Hodgson got a great start from alongside him as well. So very quickly away from the grid. We see Russ Brown there chasing into Gerrard's for the first time.
Yes, and that's Luigi Lavecchia just behind him, but at the front, Folkard has got away very well indeed. But look at the start from Michael Clifford, Robin. Managed to get himself up into second position there, up ahead of Will Hodgson in third. Connor Tagg is down in fourth.
Yeah, Connor, who we must remember, in order to seal second place in this championship, really needs a decent points finish here. And there we see the start, and it's very opposite that we have a rearward-facing camera on James Folkard's bike, because he has been absolutely mustered off the start-finish line over the last half dozen events or so. He's wrapped up this championship, and part of that has been his ability to shift that machine off the line in good order. There we see Luigi Lavecchia, number 23, at the back. James Folkard at the front. Now, Connor Tagg up the inside of Michael Clifford at Gerrard's. Connor needs second place. I think he knows he's not going to win this, the move that James Folkard did. But look, Michael Clifford once again, he sees the camera, he goes at it, doesn't he?
Yes, he's trying to get as much airtime as possible, but it was a lovely move from Connor Tagg. Points make prizes, and if he's able to finish in the top 2 here, then he will wrap up second overall in the title. He is, of course, moving on to Super Stock Machine next year. The top 3 all moving on. The rest of the field remaining in the 450s. So we should have well, something like 25, 30 riders all on Aprilia 450s looking to get the championship win. Of course, also important to remember, Robin, that as we see this great view of the riders coming past onto the start-finish line, that the only winners of races in the 450s this year are James Folkard, Connor Tagg and Jake Dixon.
Wow, that is an amazing camera angle. Yes, indeed, there haven't been that many different winners, but you have to say, Steve, in prospect, next season that will change, because not only, as you say, a good number of these riders staying in the championship, but some of the best of the Aprilia Super Teams graduating as well.
Yep, and look no further than number 54 there, Sam Cox, just ahead of our Australian visitor, Brad Shaw. Brad, who's just getting to grips with the 450 once more after a couple of months off it. But at the front it is still Folkard from Tagg, from Clifford, Will Hodgson in 4th, Sam Cox, number 54 there, 5th, Bradshaw 6th.
Yes, Bradshaw there. I must say, he'll have to get used to the English weather again too. I saw him this morning looking very much surfer boy with the old blonde locks, but I'm afraid the weather in this country very much more gruesome than that he's used to in Australia. But look at that, off the devil's elbow, that lovely camera shot there. And there we see Michael Clifford, who spent virtually the entire first race in that fantastic battle with Will Hodgson. Well, now he's in 3rd, still chasing after Connor Tagg, but Connor has really broken the toe, I think. And at the moment, Michael, there he is, looking more comfortable in 3rd place.
He's been looking more comfortable as each round has progressed, Robin. It's been great to see as we look a little bit further back at riders that you should look out for next year. There's Ben Luxton there, number 9 at the back. Ben, a rider also in the Super Teams. This is his first ever ride on a 450. and a sign of things to come. But there is Michael Clifford in 3rd place. He's had a podium once before at Brands Hatch, but never on the TV day. There is Folkard, the leader. Connor Tagg in 2nd position, and if he stays there, he will finish in 2nd overall.
Yes, Connor Tagg very much closer to James Folkard than he was in the earlier race, but Connor knows a thing or two about a thing or two. Of course, he won the Thundersport GP2 Championship this year. He wrapped that up a round ago, so he's already a champion. He knows which way it goes. He's got to finish on board that bike. He's happy with 2nd position. Look at this chasing bunch, though. In that, we have there, with the yellow helmet on, number 37.
Yeah, that's Clinton Carver. He's having a great ride just behind Jamie Thackeray. There's Jordan Hull there also, and David Allingham. So a number of riders there to look out for next year. There's Ben Luxton just behind Reece Hutchinson.
Yes, he'll be thoroughly enjoying himself as James Folkard comes through the bus stop, chased by Connor Tagg. Folkard, actually Connor, they've been swapping fastest laps during this. I think it's advantage James at the front at the moment, but both of them got a very tidy turn of speed indeed, and Michael Clifford there still in what looks to be a safe 3rd place as Connor has such a lovely style. He tends to, as a rider, to be quicker every successive lap. We've seen him quite often just go faster and faster as the race goes on. And look at that, James Folkard with the neck cam. That's a fantastic view.
Yeah, gives you an idea of what it's like for the rider there. There's no rest for the wicket around Mallory Park as he looks to try and end the year with win number 12. Connor Tagg there in 2nd position. Yeah, he's got a sticker on the front of his helmet there, the Newt. That's a similar sticker to what Ian Newton, who runs the series, wore back in his British 250 Championship days. And Ian really deserves a big pat on the back for this championship this year as we go on to the last lap, because this, along with the Aprilia Super Teens, has been a huge success. And Clinton Carver's gone down there, Robbie.
David Allingham. David Allingham, who went on the grass in avoidance, and I'm afraid just got flipped off there as he tried to get back on. Good to see both guys back up and okay. Yes, Ian Newton really is the granddaddy of both this series and the Aprilia Super Teens, and arguably has, over the last few years, helped more young riders on the ladder to success in racing than any other individual.
Yes, and with the likes of Tommy Hill and Chaz Davies just being crowned champions of their respective championship, there's another couple of riders that have come fresh from Ian Newton's academy, so to speak. But James Folkard here, the champion of 2011, is going to end the year with his 12th win.
Yeah, as a champion should, taking that checker flag. And Connor Tagg there, crossing in 2nd, picking up those points. He finishes 2nd in the 2011 Aprilia 450 GP Championship. And very happy James Folkard takes the win from Connor. Michael Clifford an excellent 3rd, Sam Cox 4th, Will Hodgson a good 5th, and Bradshaw coming home in 6th place. And on the podium, there's the champ, James Folkard, with Connor Tagg and Michael Clifford. There's the final standings, confirming James Folkard as the 2011 champion, ahead of Connor Tagg and Jake Dixon in 3rd.
3rd place, Michael Clifford. Great to have you up here. You left it till the last race to do it on TV day, though.
Yeah, it's great to be up here, sort of thing. Hopefully we can carry it on next year and get some more good results.
Yeah, you're one of many riders that are going to continue this championship. You think you have a good chance of winning it?
I'd like to hope so. I'll try my very best, and yeah, best to hope I do, sort of thing. But
and do you have anyone to thank at all, Michael?
Yeah, definitely. I'd just thank my gran and granddad, because without them we wouldn't be doing any of this. I'd also like to thank Ian and Myron Newton for all their help, and Chris Tagg as well for helping us earlier with a bit of suspension, and Rojano's in the square in Padstow for letting me have the time off to do it.
2nd place in that race, we think 2nd in the championship. It's been a great year for you, Connor.
Yeah, it's been a great year. Had its ups and downs, but I've tried to do my best this year. But James has just been on form all year. I knew it was going to be a battle with me and James all year, and Jakey just progressed so well this year as well. Just hoping on to move on to 600 and hoping to go well on that.
Winner of that race, the King. Well, that's an interesting fancy dress uniform you got on there, James.
Yeah, well, we was shopping on the Wednesday before we come in Primark, and it was just there. I thought, if I soak it up and, you know, I would do it the day before, I'll be able to celebrate just doing something stupid. So I've been able to do something stupid.
Well, you never know, you might be able to collar them for a bit of sponsorship for 2012, but all in all, it's been a fantastic year for you. Obviously, Minards Pavlo have backed you all the way, and your team. It's been a great year to end off here on the final day with 2 wins with the #1 plate. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels brilliant. I was made up I could do the double wins. I know Connor is always immaculate here, so to be able to beat him in both of these races, like legitimately, it's just a massive confidence booster. Especially going into next year. I'm not quite sure what we're doing yet, but yeah, massive confidence booster to win the season.
And people to thank?
Yeah, Minards Pavlo Solicitors, winfor3.com is their website. Obviously, all my team, Dave, Les, everyone who comes and supports me. Ian Newton and Myra from Iron Competition, Bridgestone tyres with their brilliant tyres. There's so many people that I literally can't think, but thanks to everyone who's helped me all throughout the year.
Well, thanks for a great 2011, and we hope to see you again soon.
Cheers, man. Thanks a lot.
Yes, a huge thanks to everyone involved in GP Racing Dream, the next step, from myself, Robin Murphy, and from Steve Day. We'll be back with you soon.